Hey y'all. Not gonna really do any music today, or at least on this video anyway. But there is an occasion to note. Well, at least I think so. I haven't gone back and checked, and can't be bothered to be honest, on the old channel. But I'm pretty sure, I think, that this month, June, is 10 years since we started the old PT channel, Private Tricker, and a couple of things. One, I think a lot of people on the James channel don't even know about the old channel based on the comments that some people leave. But this started 10 years ago as, I'm going to say it's 10 years this month. I think it is. Somewhere around there. But it started that channel. It's Private Tricker, or the PT channel. It started off, and I've told the story. My brother, Joe Carson, who has a great YouTube channel, you should check it out. He wanted to know how to play something. I think it was, I forget what, I think it was Mother Goose or something, that Jethro Tull song, something like that, I don't know. And so I was trying to tell him over the phone. He's a guitar player too. Mostly slide, and you should see his slide videos, they're pretty good. He's the slide player that I one day aspire to be. So I was trying to explain it to him over the phone, and I said, well, heck, I'll show you how. I'll post a video on YouTube, you can watch it, and you can see how to play it. Or how I play it anyway. And so I posted that one, and other people watched it and said, hey, can you do this song? Can you do this song? Can you? And I started getting a bunch of requests, so I just started doing them. If people want to see how I play something, I'm happy to show them. So I started doing that, and it kind of took on its own life. And then, after a few years of that channel, on that channel things were a little bit different, because it was kind of anything goes with the comments, and none of the comments were policed. Everything went up, and that was okay for a long time. But and I don't mind. I didn't mind then, and still don't now. People saying you suck and everything, and I honestly don't care about that, because you can go on YouTube, go on a Jimi Hendrix or a Jimmy Page or Led Zeppelin video, go on there. You'll find plenty of people who say Jimi Hendrix sucks, who say Jimmy Page is sloppy and he sucks, and oh my God, it's so overrated. So, you know, if people say I suck, I feel like I'm in good company. So, you know, I'm not, my kind of playing, my style of playing, the way I play things, the way I hear things, the way I even teach things, the way I talk, is not for everybody. And it's kind of, I've always felt it was kind of, I don't know if you ever listened to, I think they were syndicated nationally, that Don and Mike radio show. I don't think they do it anymore, but they used to say, because people would call in and make some comment, and they'd be like, you don't get it. Our radio show is not for sort of casual stop in and listen on one day and expect to understand the whole vibe of the show. You have to be a regular, you know. And I kind of feel like my YouTube channel is a little bit like that, or my YouTube presence, I should say. So it's really kind of meant for people who get it, and people who are coming back and want to be part of the, you know, the conversation and that stuff. So anyway, on that old channel, it ultimately got to the point where I felt it kind of got out of my control, because, and I did that final video, which I think, I mean, I still stand by everything in it, but I think some of it was misinterpreted, because what I was really trying to say, and what really shut down the old channel, is not so much people being mean to me or something. Again, because I guarantee you, this is honest truth, I guarantee you, my ego and my sense of self is bigger than yours. I have many flaws, as we all do. But among my flaws, a lack of belief in myself is not among my flaws. Let's put it that way. I'm not guilty of underestimating myself. And I think that some of that was misinterpreted because people thought I was my feelings were hurt. It wasn't that. It was that I would post something and somebody would ask a question. You know, because people forget. They forget what it was like when they were just starting to play. And they forget when you're just starting, you have 1,000 questions and very basic questions that other players just sort of intuitively know because they've been playing for a while. So you get somebody asking a simple question about something, and other people would attack that person like, you idiot. And idiot would be the kind version of that. You know, these slurs against people with disabilities and LGBTQ people and you name it. And I'm not into that. So that was after a few years of social media, because the PT channel kind of started in the earlier days of YouTube, and there weren't 1,000, well, more than that, 100,000 people doing these kind of videos back then. And it ultimately became, and Twitter's the same now, Facebook is the same now. When you can hide behind a username and all that, you can hurl grenades and make yourself feel powerful, I guess, or better or something by knocking someone else and being critical and that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to. I'm not willing to, for the sake of popularity, because that's another thing people always ask me. I'm not willing, for the sake of popularity, to provide a venue for people to crap on each other. Sorry, I'm not interested. And I'm not going to contribute to the cesspool of social media. So that's what that closing down that old channel was about. And again, people saying, man, that channel was, and still is, that channel is so popular, man. Why would you walk away from that? You're such an idiot. In fact, I just had someone in the last couple of weeks saying, you are such an idiot to walk away from that. Why would you do that? Because you're a wussy or something. I don't know. But those are people who don't get it, because I don't care about popularity. I've done not one single thing to market this channel. I don't ask anybody to give thumbs up. I don't ask anybody to subscribe. I don't care about any of that. It's just not what I care about. If you do, more power to you. I'm not knocking people who do their channels for a living or any of those things. And in fact, I subscribe to a ton of YouTube channels that are like that, and I like them just fine. That's just not my thing. So we shut that one down, and the new channel, the James channel. Well, I mean, it's not shut down; it's still there, but it's kind of dormant. I don't add to it, and all the comments are gone. So we started the new one with a different kind of philosophy about it. That all comments are moderated, for one thing. So people still, I mean, you all don't see them because I delete them, but people still write the same sort of stuff, and I try to delete all those before they go up. Sometimes if there are literally 150 or 200 comments at a time that I have to look through, sometimes I accidentally approve them and they go up. So if some slip through, I apologize for that. But for the most part, I'm trying to keep it a constructive place. Now, okay, it is true. This is a comment I get from people. Man, what do you have to do to get this dude to reply to one of your comments? It's not that I don't see them, and it's not that I don't read them, and it's not that I don't want to comment, but this is not my full-time job, doing this channel. So I try to give it as much time as I can, but the real time goes into learning songs. People ask, how do you know so many songs? I don't know them. I don't. I listen to it. I sit here right in this room in this chair and I spend some time figuring out the way I would play it, and then I record that. And as soon as I stop and shut this down, I literally, this is literally true, I'll do 2 or 3 songs, record them, put them on this camera, shut this thing down, bring them to the computer to upload to YouTube. And I literally, in the 5 minutes that it takes to break down the camera and bring it down there and hook it up and all that, I have to look at what 2 or 3 songs did I just play. I don't even, they are in my brain and out as soon as, as soon as I'm done. I mean, there are, of course, you know, Zeppelin Stone songs that I've played at gigs 10 zillion times and stuff. And those are just sort of seared in the memory. But for most of them, I don't remember it. So I'll learn them again. There are ones that I did on the old channel that I redo on this channel, and I have to learn them again. So that addresses that question. But anyway, part of my MO, my philosophy of this was, because of the negativity in social media, and to do this in a way that's sustainable mentally and spiritually and everything else, is I said to myself, I'm not going to, this is not a community that I'm building. I'm just doing videos, take it or leave it. People can do what they want. I'm not setting up a relationship with people who watch the videos, the subscribers. And there is a hardcore group of subscribers who comment all the time, and we go back and forth. And I kind of, even now, still think of that core group as that's who I'm doing the videos for, and everybody else is gravy, you know. If they get something from it, fine. But there is a core group that I kind of feel like, okay, these people get it, men and women at different ages, you know. And so it despite my intentions to not have a community, we have one. We've shared many a Coca-Cola together over the last 10 years. And we whether I liked it or not, and it turns out I kind of do, I admit, that we do have some kind of relationship. And it's fun. And there have been frustrations in the 10 years, especially that period toward the end of the old channel when I was a little bit cynical. And I was trying to figure out along the way on the old channel, what's the best way to deal with trolls, you know. And I kind of had the thought that, you know, these people go around, they're doing it on Twitter, they're doing it, I guess now they do it on Instagram too, I don't know. But they go on and they just crap on everything, and they hurl grenades, and then they walk away, and they get off on it. That, I don't know where I was going with that, but that's not what this channel is about. And a lot of people will post those comments, and some people I actually ban. There are things that immediately will get you banned. Anything about gay people, you're just not, I don't care to have you in my life, so you're done. Anything about people with disabilities, that people like to put the tard on the end of things, like libtard or whatever they say. I have zero tolerance for insults against people with disabilities. I have a lot of zero tolerance things. People don't like that, and I don't care if they do or not. That's the way it is. So we have this little community of people who just want to talk about guitars and talk about songs, and even things like, man, you know, wow, thanks for doing that song. This puts me right back in the back seat of my dad's car in 1977, and you know, that stuff is so awesome, because that's what music is supposed to do for our lives, isn't it? I mean, it is like a soundtrack to life. There are some songs, I hear Sailing by Christopher Cross, and I am in, you know, August of 1980, you know, hanging with my brothers. It just, they trigger these things, and that's what hopefully this channel is, because if you see something that's on YouTube and you can figure out how to play it yourself, then you have the power to sort of conjure that when you're sitting around, even if it's just conjuring it for yourself, you know. So that's what I like about it. Now, so apart from comments that, this has turned out to be a primer on what is my channel about, some other comments that I don't post or try not to post if some slip through if I don't read things carefully enough, but I don't post requests, because if you remember the old channel, for those faithful people from the old channel, it did eventually become, all the comments were insults to other people who are commenting and requests to do some, and that's boring, reading through the comments. It's just a long list of requests and insults. That bores me to tears. And I do see all the requests, but I don't really, I kind of play what I want to play. Sometimes somebody gives you an idea and you're like, yeah, okay, I could play that one, I like that song. But not really into that, because the other part of that is people would post requests. There's somebody who keeps asking me to play a song by Head East, their favorite song by Head East. But it's probably a great song. But I'm just not interested in that. so I'm not doing it, and I'm probably hurting that person's feelings. But I'm sorry. I'm doing my own thing. If what I want to play lines up with what you want to learn to play or what you want to hear, great. We're gonna get along great. If not, you're probably not gonna like me, and that's okay. There's a million other guys and women doing these videos. Good luck to both of you. No hard feelings. So I don't really post requests, although you can continue to make them. They just probably are not going to be posted on the channel. So this is another one. We're at 16 and some minutes now. Another comment I get a lot is you talk too much, and there's that one video that I did on Stuck in the Middle, and that is a discussion of the way people traditionally play that song in D, and the whole, I was trying to give the whole idea of, okay, just view this song in a different way. What if you played it in E and everything tuned down, and then you'll really hear it, you know? And on that video, which was intended to be, even from the start of it, I explained this is going to be a discussion of the song. Discussion. And people say, "Oh, you talk too much. I gave up. You suck." You know, it's that. You know, which is okay. But again, it's people who don't get it. That one just recently, Paperback Writer, discussion. It even says right in there, and people are just shut up and play the damn song. You know, that you don't get it. It's as simple as that. So if you want that, again, why would you watch my channel if you don't like that? In the first 15 seconds of that video, you already know this is going to be a talking video. Well, okay, dump out of it. There's literally probably 50,000 people on YouTube showing you how to play Paperback Writer. Just go to them, man. You don't need me. I'm nobody. I don't matter. I shouldn't be important to you in that way. So, this is a more of a philosophical rumination on the last 10 years. But at the same time, I do need to say, and we're 18 minutes in, so I know only the hardcore people have watched this far in, so now I can say thank you, because it has been fun. I mean, I honestly, and I know, I'm a way better guitar player than I was 10 years ago. I hope, if you've been around for the full 10 years, or even if you've been around for 2 months on the James channel, I hope you're a better guitar player than you were 2 months ago. Because that's the whole idea of guitar playing. Every time I come up and sit in here and strum or down on the couch, the purpose is to be a little bit better than when I sat down on the couch. Keeping my skills up on my strum, you know, while I'm watching TV or something, or sitting out on the deck while my wife is reading with a glass of wine and just finger picking stuff. You know, that's building skills, yeah. And also building your interest in mastering the instrument. So thank you for sticking around for 10 years and 19 minutes. And I don't know what direction the channel will go. I might do more sort of talking ones about music and about rock and roll and about guitar players and stuff. I might do some more of that. It seems like people get into those and we get a good... So sometimes I try to specifically stay out of the dialogue on there and let you guys and women, let you people, guitar players, maintain a discussion and build the whole dialogue among yourselves without me having to lead it or take it in a different direction or something like that. So hopefully it'll continue to build in a constructive, positive way. I am guilty of, on occasion, like if I do some Stones video and literally in the first 5 seconds I'll say this one's open G, or I'll say it at the end of the video after the song. You know, I'll get a dozen questions saying, "What tuning is this in?" And I'll be like, "Seriously, dude?" But I also understand that somebody in, I don't know, Poland or something who doesn't speak English may not be able to understand me. So sometimes I'll ask, "Do you speak English?" And people think I'm being a smart aleck. I'm not. I'm genuinely asking, do you understand this language? Because I only do videos in English. I don't speak anything else, so I can't help if somebody speaks Chinese or something. I can't help you. Hopefully you can see what's going on, but I can't speak it. So I'm guilty of sometimes, like if I do the whole song and then we spend 10 minutes at the end of the video talking about it and someone's asking, "Gee, I wish you could explain how to play this," I'll be like, "Seriously, dude?" You know, that's a frustration on my part, and I need to be better about that, because I sometimes feel like, man, I just told you. You just got to spend an extra 3 minutes and you'll get to that part. You know, that gets frustrating for me because I'm a human. But that's a relatively, I hope, rare occurrence, and I'll try to be better about that. But at any rate, thank you for your participation in this, because we don't have a community if you're not in it. So thank you for that. And we'll see where we go in the next 10 years. Gosh, I'm going on 52 now, so I don't know if I'll still be doing headbanging at 62. So who knows, though? I don't know. The guys in Black Sabbath are in their 70s and they're still doing it, so I guess you can, if my hearing holds up. But I hope you've enjoyed the 10 years, and I will hoist a Coke to all of us, and congratulations. It's the spot, the real thing. Good luck, and we'll get back to videos, the instructional kind, very soon. Good luck.